What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet, and I'm black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. So, I want to do something that I guess is in the spirit of the manosphere. I want to hold a woman accountable, because that's what the guys in the manosphere say that they are always doing, holding women accountable, especially black men. They feel it's their duty in the black manosphere to hold black women accountable. So I want to hold a certain woman accountable, and that is a Miss Stephanie Melgoza. Yes, this is I guess she's a white female, and she's 24 years old, and she was recently charged with vehicular homicide. And let me see, let me make sure I get the charges right. So she pled guilty to aggravated DUI and 2 counts of aggravated reckless driving. And I guess they dropped some of the other charges so she wouldn't get the maximum sentence of 28 years. What she did was she got in her car while she was drunk. She had already had some drinks, and she said, even to the police that pulled her over, that she was going to go out there and, you know, she's just getting started. She was going to go to another bar and get some more drinks there. Just a typical night for a young college girl, right? In the process of doing so, she wound up running over 2 people. Let me make sure I get their names correct of the people who passed away, because they deserve the attention just as much as this girl does. I almost called her something else, but let me try to keep kosher here. But the 2 victims that Stephanie ran over was Andrea Rosewitz and Paul Prowant. And Andrea was 43 and Paul was 55. And they were coming out of a bar themselves and just kind of walking, and Stephanie ran both of them over, to the point where when the police pulled over Stephanie, she had one of their legs stuck in the front of her car. Yeah, that's how devastating the hit was. And Stephanie just kept on going. Stephanie didn't stop to see what had happened. She claimed these people just walked out of nowhere and walked in front of her car. But when the police pulled her over, they recently just released all the footage of what they saw, and the footage is very disgusting. Not so much the gory parts of it, because they blanked that part out with the what's stuck in the front of her car, but what's disgusting about it is Stephanie's attitude and how she's acting. She's acting just very like nothing happened out here. She said she was just on her way to another bar, and some people stepped out in front of her, and she said she was going to come back. Come back to the scene of the accident. She was already driving away from it, but the police pulled her over and were asking her questions, and she was acting like just nothing was going on. She's even laughing several times. There's images of her laughing, about the whole situation. And when they got her to the hospital to check her out, she's more concerned about, will she be able to go to school tomorrow? Will she be able to go to her college courses tomorrow? Because she wanted to finish college because she's getting ready to graduate. And also she had planned a trip to Las Vegas. That's what she was concerned about. And the cops had told her, we just explained to you that you killed 2 people. I don't think you're going to be leaving anytime soon. Don't you think you should be more concerned about that? And she wasn't. Not concerned whatsoever. Just completely oblivious to the destruction she had caused. That's 2 people, and not only them, but their families surrounding them that have lost their loved ones. And they wound up, when she was being sentenced, the families of these 2 people, they read their statements, trying to make sure that she got the maximum. She didn't get it, because she decided to go ahead and just take a guilty plea to a lesser charge. And she's charged to 14 years, but I think she has to serve only 11, which is really not enough for the lies she took so callously. And even in the court, she's still making it seem as if it's not that big of a deal, because she's talking like, "Oh, I'm sorry for what I did, and I want to spend the rest of my life, you know, uh, preaching against drunk driving or whatever. She didn't seem sincere, in my opinion. I don't know if it'll change when she does some actual prison time, but in my opinion, she probably should have put it up under the prison. So this is my version of holding someone accountable, and this is more of a serious issue when it comes to holding certain women accountable, because a lot of these Beckys out here don't feel any type of responsibility for the wrong things that they do. Everything's just given to them. I'm sure she probably didn't pay for that car. She probably wasn't paying for her schooling. And it's funny because her family, her parents, especially her father, is out here, up mad at all the people trolling him and the rest of his family for what Stephanie did. Saying, like, because I think her school made sure that she didn't actually graduate. They took her out of the yearbook and they protested to make sure she didn't get a diploma after the crime she committed. I'm kind of glad they did that, but Stephanie's family thinks she's being, they don't want any attacks based on what she did, but you got to accept that because obviously you didn't teach your daughter any type of responsibility. You didn't teach her how serious it is to be on the road and why you should not be on the road after you've had some drinks. So, you folks can let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. I very much like to hear your opinions on this, and I will leave a link to the actual footage of when she was pulled over, and you can see just how she was acting like she didn't have a care in the world that she had just killed 2 people with her car. And like I said, she mutilated one of them because that person's leg was stuck in the front of her car, and she was just driving like it was no big deal. You guys let me know what you think in the comments section. Anyway, Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on a devil's back.